Hi folks, this is Vincent Adeli with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and once again, we're going to play This War of Mine, the board game. This is episode 2, we're going to jump right into it. If you want to learn how we got here, then watch the prior video. If you want to learn how the game is played, also check out the prior video. Worth mentioning, this is our first time playing. We do have some rule modifiers in play as well to make the game somewhat easier, but based on what we've seen so far, it's still kicking our butts.
Oh, yeah.
So, day 2, here we go. Let's survive. Our characters each get 2 actions because we are fatigued and the black dot is on the 3rd action space. However, if we rest in a bed, we'll get rid of that fatigue, up to 2, and then we can activate them on the 3rd action. So I'm thinking we rotate them out of the bed during the day so that they can not only get rid of their fatigue, but also take a 3rd action.
Does everyone have a fatigue?
Everyone does, yes. So one of them will not be able to rest.
I have a question though. If you build a chair, like in one of the turns...
Chair addresses misery, not fatigue.
Oh.
Fatigue is solved by going to bed at night or using the bed during the day, taking a nap.
I see, okay.
And for those of you that want to see what that is, it says, bed, take a nap, lower the fatigue of the character placed here by 2. Alright, so with that being said, let's go ahead. I'm going to assign... I think I might leave Boris fatigued, and then... Because he's definitely going out... Scavenging, yeah. Right. So I'm going to have Katya and... Actually, no, this is Boris. I'm going to have Katya take a nap for the 1st action. We'll have Amelia... Let's see. Is there anything that we can do? Anything that we can build? We've got 6 components and 5 wood. We
still have the resourceful card too.
We do. So we could use that from the previous round.
We have 6 wood, right?
Oh, did I forgot to, before we do this, I forgot to draw the event card.
Oh, okay.
You can tell that we've been a busy day. All right, so reality impact. So this is the first thing we had to do. Add 1 cold token to the cold space. All right. And then something unexpected has happened. I love that. Draw a card from the colors deck to determine the color of the script. What is it?
Oh, gray again.
Okay, gray.
Interesting. Do I shuffle it?
Yeah, go ahead and shuffle. Then reveal the top card of the event deck and check the number. All right. So the gray number is 66. Execute order 66. Love it.
Oh.
All right. Then we have to go to that chapter in the book of scripts and resolve it. Okay. And then this gets shuffled back into the events for chapter 1. So we've got 2 events for chapter 1. So one of these, oops, I'll try that again. All right. So now we have to go to the book of scripts, 66. And let's see what happens. 66. Hopefully it's not a long chapter. All right, well, looks like we've got some things.
Are you going to read it in a dwarven accent?
This is not D&D, okay. Recently, the foreign aid has seldom reached its intended targets. Aircraft carrying food provisions are forced to turn back on the account of enemies' unpredictable maneuvers. Trucks carrying warm clothes are stuck at countless checkpoints or get robbed. What reaches civilians is a result of curious war lottery. People protest and curse the humanitarian aid volunteers standing by on one of the trucks. They all have reason to do it. Instead of the croutons dating back to wars before this one, they only get a few bottles of water and gray soap. We have no doubt the city is about to face even greater hunger. Add 1 chems and 2 water to the storage. Okay. So we need to add a chem.
Okay.
Which is in the box. Yeah, 1 chem and 2 water, they said? Mm-hmm. All right, it's not terrible, but then there's something else. Write no food 66111 on a blank token and place it on the findings pile. From now on, always cross out 1 line from the token instead of adding food tokens to the finding pile when you find vegetables, raw food, canned food, while resolving a findings card. When you cross out the final line, remove this token from the game. Alright, so essentially...
We're going to be starving to death.
I think that's what's going to happen here, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. So it seems like... no food 66111 on a blank token and place it on the finding. So 3 times when we find food, we cannot take the food.
Wow.
That is the stupidest thing I ever heard. Wow. Back to the game. This is awful.
Yeah,
what are we supposed to do here? Like, seriously, we're gonna have to make our own food. All right. Well, as far as this token,
actually,
what's that?
Ooh, we can build a garden.
Can we?
Yeah.
Okay. As far as this token that they're talking about, I guess. The game came with these blank tokens and cards. I'm going to assume I'm supposed to write on them. It bothers me to do this, but I'm hoping there's enough. So it was tokens...
Is there an erasable marker?
No, there's not. So I'm just going to put 66. No food. It bothers me to write on this, but... And then I'll put 111. But instead of crossing out these as I go, I think what I'll do is I'll find a way to, like, use some kind of tracker. Because I really don't want to draw on, like, cross out stuff and ruin stuff. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know what these tokens are for, but they came in the box. They're just letters. So I'm just going to put them on top of this so that whenever we take a food, I remove a token, and that's that. All right, so now we're into the day phase. This is wonderful.
Yeesh.
One of these guys should still rest to get that fatigue gone. Someone else should definitely build something. We don't have a shovel anymore because we were robbed. So
I would say we need to build something to make our food.
Do we have chems? How many chems?
We have 1 chem.
So maybe the rat trap?
I was thinking about it. It sucks because it's an RNG thing.
You have to roll the die?
Yeah. And that is actually 2 mechanical parts, 5 components, and 2 wood.
But the stove, however...
The stove...
is... but you need food in order to make food, and we don't have it.
The stove is 1 water, 1 wood, and 2 herbs for 1 vegetable.
We only have 1 herb.
I know.
And so even if we build the stove, we couldn't do anything.
If we did build the herbal garden...
Okay.
You would still need to do...
we don't have enough resources for all those things.
A chem and a water.
No. I think we do the rat trap.
Yeah.
And just roll the dice on that. And use chems for as long as we can to try and get food. Yeah. I think that's what... Now, what other buildings do we have to also build? I mean, like... Food is a definite issue. Based on that new card that just came up.
The workshop makes boards.
The workshop does make boards, and that would help during night events from being robbed. I kind of want to do the workshop and hope that we deal with this food crisis at a later date. Right now, none of our characters are hungry.
What's a component? 1 component plus?
The components are these gray... These gray ones. So you can, with the workshop, you can... board up stuff, make parts, make filters, and repair guitar. I'm kind of leaning toward the workshop for now. Food is not an immediate issue. It is, but none of us are hungry right now. So I want to get us protected for the night with the boards, if we can.
All right.
So I'd like to build the workshop.
All right. Do we have all the parts to build it?
Well, we need 1 mechanical part.
1 mechanical.
5 components and 3 wood, but we can use this card to negate the 5 components.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to use the resourceful card. Ignore the requirement for one of the resource token types. So instead of paying 5 components, we'll just...
Is this a token type compared to like...
Yeah, this is a token. It just says resource/token type. Okay. So wood, component, anything.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to turn this in to ignore the component aspect. So 3 wood and 1 mechanical part.
Only change.
Yeah,
3.
So 2.
Yeah.
2 change.
2 change.
So 1 mechanical and a wood, or 5, yep. So I'm going to build this workshop and we'll put it down here. Well, that would be Blue's action
What
to
sucks
build the
is that
workshop.
we don't even have the board now to build the board. Or we don't even have the wood to build the board now.
How much are the boards? 4 wood?
4 wood.
Well, we can use the poke about action to roll the dice and get wooden components. So we could come down here and poke about. Well, we did this already. Let's just resolve this one. The green one loses, Amelia loses all fatigue.
Okay.
So that's gone. And now, do you want to poke about with him? Here's the thing. Do we want to craft a new shovel? Do we need a new shovel?
How many rubbles are there? There's 3 more.
Yeah, there's rubble here. Do we have a lockpick?
We do not, but we can make one.
Right.
With a mechanical part and a component.
There's also these bars. Can we make a saw blade?
One weapon part. I don't think we have a weapon.
We have a weapon.
Oh, we do. Plus a component to make a saw blade.
Because we could make a saw blade and then start cutting here.
I would do that.
And then we can just get into this furniture and hope we find food.
Yeah.
Because this only affects findings, not stuff that we generate in our base.
Really? Okay.
This token up here.
Yeah.
Whenever we find stuff in the world, this is when that negative debuff hits.
Should we do? Okay.
What are you thinking?
Either a shovel or a lockpick. The rubble is like blocking so much. Or a sawmill or a shovel.
Well, what I like, however, is that okay. So if we would need both a shovel and a lockpick to actually, this is half done. Mm-hmm. If we build a shovel with the workshop, we can work on this next turn and then look at the heap. What do you think?
Yeah, and that'll be free for the closed doors up there.
Right,
Plus,
and what's the shovel cost?
A shovel is 3 components and 1 wood.
Oof.
I would say the saw blade or...
For the bars? The saw blade will get us through these bars down here. Mm-hmm. And then furniture next, and then there's rubble.
Yeah, it's up to you, shovel or
We're going to need everything again at some point.
Maybe the saw blade, because if we get stolen... Like, if we get robbed again, we don't want to get rid of this. That's true. Okay.
And it seems like it's easier to make the saw blade than it is another shovel.
Mm-hmm.
So, the other person will then go to the metal workshop, right? To make the saw blade. And you said that was 1 weapon part?
1 weapon part and 1 component.
All right. So I'm going to turn that in. And we get a saw blade. Okay. So that was action number 1.
Okay.
Action number 2... I'm going to bring these guys back, and I will put Blue on the bed.
Okay.
So that she'll remove her fatigue after the second part. Someone should come down here and work on the bars. And lastly, do we want to craft anything else?
I would say the shovel.
The shovel?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to get back what we lost.
Yeah.
All right. So
unless you want it. Oh no.
No, that's fine. So how much is it? 3 components and a wood, you said?
Yes.
And that's it?
Yes.
All right. So we'll resolve that one. 3 components and a wood.
If we get it stolen again, I'm flipping.
We can bring these with us.
This costs 1 weight.
It's fine. We'll just have to deal with it. It's better that than get robbed again. Well, here's the thing. This location that we're going to go to again has a rubble thing. So bringing the shovel might actually be good for us.
Okay.
So we did the metal workshop, we did the bed, and the bars we're just going to cut. Requires a saw blade. Oh, we get stuff for it.
Oh, snap.
I didn't know that. We get 3 components and 1 mechanical part.
Hey, that's not bad at all.
No. And mechanical.
Oh, I'm dying to search that furniture.
All right. So that was action number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And now, here's the thing. Boris can no longer do this because he's still fatigued and he only gets 2 actions. Mm-hmm. These guys, however, their fatigue is gone.
I see.
So now we can do 2 more actions. I say furniture for 1.
And get rid of that rubble?
With the shovel, yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've got a shovel. So we're going to look for more stuff. All right, so let's resolve this one here. This just gets rid of it.
Yep.
It doesn't actually give us anything, but at least that paves the way for this heap over here. So that's that, and then this furniture. Let's see what we get. Whoa, nice. Okay, we get 2 mechanical parts. 2 mechanical. We got a lot of mechanical parts. 2 electrical parts.
See what
I need to go box diving. Electrical is 1, and if there is another one in here, I'm not seeing it. Oh, here it is. Nice. We may have to start using or trading them at some point. 1 raw food.
Nice.
And 1 wood.
Okay.
Not horrible, but it's something.
Not too bad.
So this furniture card is gone. So all actions are done. And now we move on to the next phase, which is dusk. Each character must drink 1 water.
It's 3 water.
Yep, so we don't have to roll any dice for hunger or anything like that. Next, we have to eat. One of them is, here's my thing. I don't think anyone should eat right now. Reason being, raw food reduces your hunger by 1. And canned food reduces your hunger by 2.
Oh.
So we let them starve this turn, and on the next turn we feed them at least this raw food here.
Okay.
So that we can bring them back down to 0 again. So no one is going to eat. So their hunger is back up to 1. They still have 3 actions there, but...
if we built a crude stove next turn, or like after night and all that, if we use 1 water, 1 food, and 1 raw food... After building the crude stone, we get 2 raw food.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. We can just try and bank that every turn. The nice thing about the stove is that the rat trap is a once-a-day kind of thing because you have to add a weight token to the rat trap. Whereas the crude stove, you can keep using it over and over and over again for an action. So you can use a stove 2 or 3 times in a day, depending on how many actions you have. So you can gain a lot of food that way, assuming that you've got the resources to do it. But anyway, evening, I think, again, Boris is going to go out because he's got an inventory of 6. One of them needs to stay behind. This time I'm going to leave Amelia behind because she's got the reroll of 1. She's got a prowess of 1. And then maybe we send Katia out here to help haul more things back because we're getting short on wood and we need more water. So I'm saying we bring those 2 out. And this 1 guards. That will increase their fatigue by 1 because they're not sleeping at all. So he's going to have to sleep next day for sure. So we've got 2 scavenging and 1 guarding. And the rest, yeah, that's it. All right, scavenging. So we're going to choose a location. I'd say we choose the closest one again and hope for the best. I'm going to go ahead and, just choose that one. We get 14 cards added. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
So what's
12,
the purpose?
13, 14.
Sorry, what's the purpose of going farther if you're just going to get 14 cards going the closest?
Well, some locations are worse than others. One might be a military outpost where there's a lot of bad guys, a lot of bad guy events. So you may not want to risk going there. You know what I mean? We should also, I'd say, bring the saw blade and the shovel. Where's the shovel? Oh, here it is. I'm going to bring these items with us. That way, if we get raided...
Should we bring, like, the stuff that doesn't cost anything? Any weight?
Oh, we could... Yeah, we could totally do that. We could bring all those things.
Herbal meds was probably... Well, last time it said that they...
Well, yeah, these don't weigh anything.
Yeah.
So we can bring them. Should we bring the food along as well? But they weigh 1 apiece.
No.
I'm really concerned that that's going to get stolen as well. We'll find out. But so we're bringing weight 1 with us so far. Weight 1. Everything here is weightless except for the shovel.
And we have 9 weight?
We have, total of 9. Yeah, so in theory we can bring 8 things back if we want to bring the shovel back, which we do. So even with an 8 bring back, I still think that's pretty good.
Okay.
So, choosing our equipment. Oh, there was something that we resolved before. A basement entrance that we had access to that we didn't get to. If we want to enter the basement, we raise the noise by 3 and roll for noise. After entering, add 5 cards from the exploration deck to the unknown deck. So from here to here. Also, you may discard this card during the scavenging to draw and resolve 2 finding cards instead of 1. Interesting. So anytime we would... so we can also... Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in here. So I say we start just resolving normally, and then maybe if we feel lucky, we'll raise the noise to go into the basement. Okay. I'm a little concerned, though, that if we raise the noise too much too soon, we could be in trouble.
Yeah.
So,
I would have still went into the basement.
No, there's still time. We could do it. If we're doing good here, maybe we'll take the chance. Okay, so Poke About is our first exploration. Return 1 exploration card or roll for noise. You can choose 1 finding from the special findings chart for this location. Ooh. Yeah, I say we roll for noise. Our noise is 1.
I would say return an exploration card.
No, why?
Because I want to get to the basement.
But no, rolling for noise is just...
Oh, a chance.
A chance. It's, yeah, as long as you don't roll a 1, you're fine.
Okay, that's fine.
You have a 1 in 10 chance of rolling badly here.
I get to use my little new dice
Wow.
container.
That's so inefficient and time consuming. 2. No, you're going to roll normal from here on out.
Fine.
2. You still did it, but it was very close. So we rolled for noise, nothing happened. Choose 1 finding from the special findings section. So we can choose anything from this card. 1 to 4, nothing. 5 mechanical. 6 to 7, coffee. Or 8 to 10, vegetable.
Wait, we can choose?
It says choose 1 finding from the special findings chart from this location. So I'm going to choose vegetable. And because we found a food, we have to discard it, one of these 3 tokens.
That's right.
To show that there's a shortage of food or whatever. If we can do that 2 more times, then we can eliminate that event.
Goodness.
All right, next card is Tough Luck. Roll for noise. Just roll the dice.
Fine.
Don't use your... 2. Wow, you're getting dangerous here. Okay, moving on. Rubble. Oh, we've got a shovel.
Hey.
There is rubble on this location. So if there is rubble... You may resolve this card immediately or place it on the exploration slot and resolve it later. If we resolve it now, dig through with a shovel. Return 1 exploration card and raise the noise by 1, and then roll for noise. After digging through, add 5 cards from the exploration deck to the unknown deck. Draw and resolve 2 findings cards on the heap chart. Then discard this rebel card. Okay, I say we do it.
Sure.
So we're going to return 1 exploration card. So this is just like discarded, right? From the timer.
Raise the noise.
Raise the noise by 1, and then roll for noise.
You sure you want me to roll?
You better shake that up first. Yes, shake it. Shake it. Roll. Shake it. 8. You're good. Okay. So we're good. After digging through, because we have the shovel, add 5 cards from the exploration deck to the unknown deck. 3, 4, 5. So these go on top here. So now we've got more time to do things. Draw and resolve 2 findings, and look at the heat chart.
What's the heat chart?
Again, these, yeah. So these 2 here. So we found an electrical part. I just hope we... is there any more electricals?
Do you want to read it off and I'll look through? That way you can keep going?
We might actually be out of electrical parts.
Really? So there's only 3 in the whole game?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't see any in here. Items are limited, so it's possible. 1 filter and 1 weapon part. I know we don't have any filters, so there's a filter.
And a weapon part.
And 1 weapon part. So we'll just have to maybe remember if we do come...
There's a weapon part around the table.
Alright, well I'm going to take one out anyway.
Weapon... Let me see. Let me try to find it.
Alright, I don't think it's in there to be honest with you. Yeah, items are very limited in this game. Okay, And then we get to roll the black die for special findings. So I'll just roll it since you're busy.
Yes, go ahead.
It's a 2, and because it's a 2, we get nothing and like it.
No.
So that findings goes in the deck. And this next one is mechanical part. Do we have a mechanical part in there?
I don't see one.
Of course not. We have all of them.
That's so weird. They only gave us 3 and 4 throughout the whole game.
I guess. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Just I guess keep looking, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
We get a shell and a weapon part.
All right.
So I have another.
Oh, you have the shell and the weapon part?
I have the weapon part. I need a shell.
Okay, here's the shell. I got it.
Okay. Found those, and we roll the die again to see if we get anything special. 4, also nothing. Okay. I don't like rolling dice. So we did our 2 findings for the rubble. And then discard this rubble card. So this exploration card just goes here. That's fine. So, long story short, we found a lot of heap.
Yeah.
So from here, I guess I should shuffle these back up again.
Here's the question. If we are full, right, and we keep finding stuff, can we discard the stuff that we're full on?
We leave it at that location and come back to it later if it's still there.
Oh, okay.
If the location goes away, whatever we leave behind will also go with it. These cards can be replaced.
I see.
Over time.
But you cannot actually discard stuff that you found just to get more stuff to find?
No, it doesn't work that way. Okay. You add everything to this pile, and then you decide at the end of your run what to take back with you.
I see, okay.
Based on your inventory limit.
I got you. Right.
So, here's the thing. Do we go into the basement, raise the noise by 3, or do we kind of just keep going with what... This is going to raise noise by 3 and roll for noise. But we can add 5 more cards from this deck. You can also discard this card during the scavenging to draw and resolve 2 finding cards instead of 1. I'd say we wait up.
I would say discard it just to get those findings because I think we need the food.
No. What this is whenever you draw a findings, you can then discard this. We can't do this yet. We have to agree to raise the noise by 3 and roll.
Oh, I see.
Once we do that, then we add 5 cards from here to here.
Okay.
And then we can discard this to add another findings card when we earn 1.
Okay.
But for right now, that would raise our noise by a significant amount.
Yeah.
So,
we have a lot of exploring to do.
We can leave at any time. Mm-hmm. Door, peek through the keyhole. Return 1 exploration card to look at the next card from the unknown deck. Or enter, raise the noise by 1 or roll for noise. I say we play it safe and just start discarding. So I'm going to return 1 card from the exploration deck to then...
Look at the next card over there.
No, this is the unknown.
Oh, the unknown.
Yeah, so we can look at this to see what it is. Stairs up. Look for another way. Okay.
And that's all we can do is just
look.
at it?
Yeah, you can peek at it, but nothing else. This says look for another way. Or is it... Okay, yeah, all right. So the next one, when we draw it, is going to say, look for another way. Return 2 exploration cards or raise the noise by 2 and roll. We might as well resolve that now. Sure. I'm just going to return 2 cards, 1, 2, and then keep going. I'm trying to keep the noise low. Mm-hmm. Search the pantry. Oh, there we go. Return 2 exploration cards or raise the noise by 1 and roll for noise. To draw... Okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want to roll for noise of 2? Or you want to raise the noise by 1 and roll? Or do we return 2 cards, play it safe, and just take food?
Play it safe.
Alright, so we're going to return 2 cards. And we're going to draw and resolve 1 card from the findings deck. So we're going to draw that. And from the pantry. So raw food, vegetable, and we get to roll the die. That's 2 more food so this is now gone. This debuff. Mm-hmm. We didn't find any food because of this, but now that's no longer a thing. Any food we find from here on out will... go ahead and roll that die and we'll see what you get. A 3, nothing. 1 to 4 on that location is nothing. Man. So, yeah, it's great. Lovely. Okay.
Next card?
Next card. is search the heap, return 2 exploration cards, and raise the noise by 1. Or raise the noise by 1 and roll for noise. So we can avoid a roll by returning 2 cards if you want. Or do we raise the noise and roll? I say we just return 2. We can always go into this basement and get more cards.
That's fine, too.
You know what I mean? So what if we do 1, 2, and we raise the noise by 1, but we don't have to roll. And now we draw and resolve 1 card from the findings deck.
With the heap.
With the heap. Broken pistol and ammo. Ooh.
Okay.
Find the red broken pistol and 1 red ammo. And that goes into the findings section.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Not bad. Now we get to roll the black die.
Good.
Oh, me? Okay. I never did good with this. 1! I love it. Okay.
Residence? Does that mean you have to pull?
No, that is a special findings. That's not for
oh.
noise. That's to look to see what kind of special thing you get from the location. Whenever you do a findings, there's a note that says roll this die, and on that result, get that thing.
Oh, I see.
It's like, oh, I found something special kind of thing. So we can keep going. Search the heap. Another one. Return 2 exploration cards. Might as well. Keep the noise down, because we can always explore that basement. And
but we still have to raise the noise.
Raise the noise by 1. We're up to 4. And then now we can draw and resolve a findings card again from the heap. Mechanical and chems. Well, we don't have any mechanical, so look for the yellow chems.
Yellow chems, got it.
All right, go ahead and, yep. That's good, because we can use chems in the rat trap when we eventually make one, I think. And now we get to roll the black die for special findings.
Okay.
To 2.
Oh, man.
Nothing happens. Okay, great.
That's rough.
We're not finding anything special.
It's RNG.
I love it. I love it. Last exploration card, but we can still enter the basement if we want to. Hiding place. You may ignore this card or return 2 exploration cards to save it and use it any time during the scavenging phase. After rolling for noise, you may discard this card to ignore the encounter or perform a backstab. Ooh. Unfortunately, we have no more cards to discard, so we can't take it. So all of these are here now. However, do we want to raise the noise by 3 to get more things?
Why not? I don't see why not, because
We're also going to roll for noise, which means we're going to go up to 7, meaning we'll probably encounter something. We don't know what it is.
I'm curious.
All right. So we'll enter the basement.
Okay.
And raise the noise by 3. 1, 2, 3.
You want to roll?
And roll for noise. Oh, why? So I can fail?
No.
4. Okay, so this goes back down to 1. And now we encounter a resident, and then we resolve the rest of this. Rats. You may return 1 exploration card to try to catch one. We don't have any exploration cards to resolve.
So we can't resolve this first and then the residents?
No, we resolve it. It's fine. This would involve a little bit of combat. You'd have to roll dice to see if the characters present deal 3 or more wounds, they manage to catch and kill something that might be edible. So what would happen is, if we had the cards to discard, we would enter a combat round where we would have to deal 3 or more damage. Because we have no weapons other than, well, the broken pistol doesn't count, we would be using our fists. We would have to roll a double on this. There's a 1 in 3 chance of actually scoring a hit and 1 in 6 of actually getting a double.
Wow.
So the chances of getting 3 for that rat would be very low anyway. Except for prowess rerolls. But anyway. So now we reset noise back to 1. Add 5 cards from the exploration deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. To the unknown deck. Also, you may discard this card during the scavenging to draw and resolve 2 findings instead of 1.
So that does nothing? It just gave us exploration cards?
Yes, but again, when we get a findings card, we can discard this to give us an extra findings.
Oh, I see.
So we got more time, more cards to search, And we can use this as a one-off to double whatever we find.
I see. Okay.
Okay. So first one is reality impact. Something unexpected has happened. Draw a card from the colors deck. Then draw a card from the exploration deck and check the number with that color. Find that number. Okay, so draw a color card. And I'm going to draw this card over here.
Black.
Black, lovely. 440. Okay, so that goes in the discard pile. So 440. Let's see what happens.
You read it in Batman voice because it's this war of mine. Yeah, like that.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Yeah.
All right. The broken sink is filled with glass and bricks from the crumbling wall. Broken tiles reveal a winding network of pipes and cables. There are long-expired beauty products in a cabinet under the sink. The gray goo that comes out of them when you squeeze the tubes let you know that we should not use their contents. There's a small shower in the corner. It has a curtain with a flower pattern. We sense that somebody is hiding in there. A slight creak, suppressed breathing, and the curtain waving a bit. We check. Choose one character and see 1826, or we leave. Go back to the game. Do we want to peek to see who's hiding, or do we just leave? I'm fine with just leaving. I'm not messing with that craziness.
Fine.
I know what you would do, but
I know.
I'm leaving.
I would peek. All right.
Back to the game. Nothing really happens there.
This also gets removed completely from the game, right?
Also remove this card from the game. Yes, so that is gone. Okay. Exploration. I think I saw something. Return as many exploration cards as you wish and roll the black die. Add the number of the returned exploration cards to the result. So on a 1 to 5, draw and resolve a residence card.
What?
So what we could do is we can just use our last 3 exploration cards for this event so that we don't draw another one of these. It means that we really won't find anything, though. You want to do like 2 and hope that we roll high?
Up to you. I don't know.
All right, I'm going to discard 2.
2.
So now we would need a 6 or better, so now it's a 4 or better.
Okay.
You got this. 6. You're good. All right, so nothing happens.
So we get the stuff from the special findings or something?
No. That's only to avoid drawing a residence card.
I know. It's just
Last card, bars.
Ooh.
Saw through. We have a saw blade.
Yes.
Beautiful. If there are bars, you may resolve this card immediately.
Oh.
I will.
Does it mean only if the location has bars? Does it have to match?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It does. Yeah, you're correct. Very good. There's no bars. So what I have to do is there's no more cards in the exploration deck. So I have to...
So we brought the saw blade for nothing.
Well, only to prevent it from being stolen.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't want to be stolen, you know? Because remember the last time we left everything home? And we left everything home and then they got robbed?
Hopefully we don't get our food robbed.
So we have to draw a replacement for that card because there were no bars. So I'm going to draw 1 from the exploration deck to replace it. This is going to be our last event. Search the pantry. Return 2 exploration cards or raise the noise by 1 and roll for noise. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So, because it's only a 3, 6, we're good. Okay, so now we get 2. And with the basement entrance, we can get 2 findings instead of 1. So we're going to draw and resolve.
And it would both be pantries.
Yes,
right?
both would be pantries. Okay, so let's see what we get. So we're going to discard this card because we drew double findings.
Yep.
And that's an exploration, so that goes down. We'll do that later. So the first one is vegetable, sugar, and cigarette.
Ooh, okay.
Vegetable, I have them here.
Okay.
Cigarette and...
Sugar?
Sugar? I may not have sugar. Oh, I have sugar.
Yay.
And then roll the black die to see if there's anything special. 5 is a mechanical part, which we're out of. Yeah, lovely. Next is, that was the 1 finding. Next is raw food, coffee, and sugar.
Hey.
Raw food.
Okay.
Coffee. Coffee, got it. And another sugar, which I do not have.
I think I saw one here. It would be in the yellows, right?
Green.
In the greens. Just kidding. Yeah, got it. sugar.
All right. And that concludes our exploration. We have no more time left. Like, we've gone through all of this.
Mm-hmm.
So now...
Nighttime.
Well, yeah. Let me... Scavenging, choose findings. So we're going to choose our... Before we do anything, we're going to choose our findings, but we're not going to add them yet.
Okay.
Let's figure out what we're going to bring back.
Everything that doesn't weigh anything.
Obviously,
sure.
yes. So I'm going to put that into one pile.
Mm-hmm.
This shell, this filter does cost something. Shell, weapon part, it weighs something. Weapon part weighs something. We definitely want the food.
Definitely.
This vegetable doesn't weigh anything. Sugar, we're gonna have to leave some stuff behind.
Herbs
probably.
Next to the blue flavor.
Yep, working on it.
Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Cigarette is free. Ammo, coffee is free. The broken pistol would be good for trading at some point. Chems, herb, saw blade, these are all free.
Mm-hmm.
So down here, these are all the things we're bringing back we definitely know of. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, we can bring it all back.
We can bring it all back, and we can bring back a water
Ah.
for the next round. So I say we've got 9. Our carrying capacity is 9. So we can bring everything back. Barely.
Hold on. Hold on. A quick question.
Mm-hmm. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to look up the night raid. So we agreed at the beginning of the game that we were going to mod this so that there was a chance for night raids to happen rather than it always happening. So go ahead and roll this die, okay. And on a 1 to 4, no night raid.
No night raid. Come on, 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. 2!
Nice, quiet nights, beautiful. Oh. Nothing bad happens. I love that modification. It saved our bacon.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens now? No night raid. Board ups, crime. That's lucky because we had no board ups either to prevent. Mm-hmm. Now we have to add red cards from the night raid deck or the residence deck into this. Another modification was instead of doing 2, we add 1.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and add another resident to the resident deck. Only because night raids, I think, are scarier than residents. So I'm going to shuffle that up later and put this back there. And we are done, I think, almost. Dawn, the scavenging party returns. Yay. So these guys come back, and we need to make room. I'm trusting you to organize all of this mess.
Yes, I'm organizing.
All right. So there's a water, shovel, sugar.
Yep.
And all of that.
All right, I got it. No big deal.
It's great. All right. While she's doing that, we're going to assign meds and bandages. No one is injured, so I see no reason to do that. Mm-hmm. Next is draw a fate card. So we're going to draw this fate card. Mm-hmm. And raise the wounds of all wounded, unbandaged characters by 1. There are no wounded characters. Lower the illness of all characters who took meds by 2, but there was no one ill. If cold tokens minus board ups equals 5 or more, raise the illness of all characters by 1. So there's 1 cold and no board ups. Mm-hmm. So the difference is 1. So if 5 or more, we're good. If we had 5 cold tokens here, 5 minus 0 board ups is 5, and then that would trigger this, but we're fine. There's only 1 cold token so far, so no freezing element there. Exchange the nearest small location. This is it. So these now go away. This reality impact from the first day goes back into the findings deck, and I'll shuffle that later.
What was that? Like, do you remember?
I don't remember. Oh. It was some kind of event. Oh, I think it might have been that where we saw the notes written on the wall, and the guy and the woman were exchanging like, oh, I left you some food, and then we took the food rather than leave it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, this goes away. And it says to exchange the nearest small location. So this one is now the city hospital. I'm going to have to look to see if this gets replaced or if these all move down. You would think that they would all move down. But
I would say that's a good modification.
yeah, I don't like the fact that, because these would be...
Forever.
Yeah, just to show... I think that's a better way of dealing with this, assuming it isn't done that way already. But this location is now, I think, gone from the game. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to put that up there. Resolve any weight tokens, which we do not have. Mm-hmm. Weight tokens would happen if dealing with rainwater or... rainwater collecting or like rat traps and the like, but we have none. Resolve Spirit A on all character cards. All right, so we can shuffle this back into the Fate deck, which I'll do real quick. And A on each character. If Boris is fatigued by 2 or 3, raise misery by 1. I did not see that coming. So his misery is now 1. Luckily, if we build the chair, it'll remove all the misery from everyone. It's a one-off.
Yeah, the problem is now is that it's an idea.
We'd have to add the chair to... Right. Yeah. For right now, misery 1 isn't bad, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. A here for Emilia. Discard 1 coffee from the storage. Or raise misery. I know we have coffee.
Yes, we do.
All right, so coffee. Mm-hmm. And Katia. Discard 1 coffee.
Another coffee.
Do we have another coffee?
No, we do not.
All right, we raise her misery by 1. So she's up to 2.
Ooh.
Not
we
good.
should probably build that chair.
Pretty soon, probably.
Yeah, that stinks.
Now we get to draw 2 narrative action cards, and we choose 1. All right, what do we got? Close Call. Play during any combat. Ignore all wounds from a single combat die. Or play during the Night Raid phase. Ignore all wounds from 1 Night Raid card. That could be useful. The other one is Through the Sewers. Play at the end of the Night Raid phase. A chosen character on guard duty may bring back additional items from the findings pile. So essentially, if we bring back 9 worth, but there's extras that we can't bring, we can use the person's inventory capacity on guard duty to help us carry the rest back. So this card would be good for carrying a lot of extra stuff back if we needed to. This one is more for combat. I'm tempted to keep the combat as an insurance policy.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm going to keep Close Call down here, and we can just put that back into the narrative actions.
Is it shuffled or is it in the bottom?
Shuffle it, it's fine. And that concludes the day 2. Day 2. So, based on what we've done so far, how are you feeling? I feel like we're doing better resource-wise. Mm-hmm. Food, we've got food to feed them now, to bring them, we can do...
I want to do the
stove.
The crude stove and then the improved stove, because for every 1 you turn in, you get 3 food back.
Holy cow.
So.
But you also need to discard, wood and water?
Yes.
Yeah, so we need to make sure that we're getting more water back from
the rainwater?
Well, either that or from the findings, so that we can we need more water to do something like that, but that would be cool. We've got a lot of these parts. I'm wondering if we shouldn't use some to trade. I don't know how trading is. I think if you go outside, it's possible that you might run into a visitor who might be able to trade with you. And we can trade some of this excess stuff, like the broken pistol, for example. If
we built the radio with electrical and mechanical parts, we can lower misery of characters.
Ooh, okay. Oh, that's roll the black die as an action.
Yeah.
So it's a chance. On an 8 to 10, lower the misery of the character placed here by 1. So it's only... You would use this card to look at the top 2 cards of the event deck, or the top of the Night Raids deck. So you can see what's coming here, or you can see what's coming here, and then you roll a black die, and if it's an 8 to 10, you lower your misery by 1. I don't see that as being worth it. I want something... Is there any other things in there that would do more mechanical, electrical parts?
Not that I saw.
Deadfall Trap. 2 mechanical parts for the Deadfall Trap.
The Herbal Workshop uses 2 mechanical and electricals.
That's the improved one.
To improve it.
Well, the Deadfall needs 2 mechanical, 5 components, and 2 wood. So on next turn, we could build this and start earning food that way. We can use our chems. We've got 2 chems. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else chems is used for, but you can either use 1 chem or 1 raw food with the chance of getting stuff back. So in theory, if we put a chem here, on a 1 to 2, the chem goes away, but on a 3 or up, we're going to either get 1 or 2 raw food. So that might be something to consider.
And then the improved cage trap, you add +3 to the dice.
Ooh, so that guarantees it almost. That needs 2 mechanical, 3 component. Okay, so we don't have enough for the advanced yet.
Yeah.
But that is something to think about. And I know you said the stove is another one.
Yeah.
Rainwater is a 1 to 4 water per day kind of thing. So that's a chance. I mean, that might be nice. It's one thing less we have to worry about carrying back with us on a hunt. 1 filter, 1 mechanical part, 5 components, 2 wood. Herbal garden, crude stove. I like the idea of the crude stove. We just need to make sure that we've got
Enough water.
The problem is that
Why not just like go out on a scavenge if you're low on water and
also wood. We need a wood or a book.
You know, that's a good strategy. Like go to a scavenge place, pick 10, the farthest one, explore less so that way you can come back with
You
more
can
water.
leave, but you can always go to the closer one and leave at any time. You don't have to go through the entire deck.
That's true.
There are some cards that like the something happened. Those cards you must resolve now. However, most of the cards in the exploration deck say do this or end exploration and then go home.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it is possible. But I like what you're saying. Like when we go exploring, we could always like bring back 1 wood and 1 water extra and then use the stove to cook a dinner.
Yeah.
And just keep getting food that way. That would solve any other food crises. So I'm going to put the crude stove on top as a reminder. Also the deadfall trap, but
I keep thinking there's zombies in this game.
no.
That's so weird.
Build a rainwater collector. I'll leave that on top too, just in case. But I feel like these are what we're going to go for.
Yeah.
We also want to make sure we've got enough for a chair so that we can get rid of all that misery.
Yeah, that's an idea, and it's 1 component and 2 wood.
Okay, so to get ideas, we have to spend an action here
Yeah.
to then add 2 cards from the ideas deck into that, and then we can construct the chair.
Another action
Right.
to construct it.
Which, we've got a lot of stuff. So the third day, here's what I'm just brainstorming for the third day. And we're not going to do it now, but for the third day, what I was thinking is we need to get Boris to sleep, and that would give us 2 fatigue off of him, and that would get rid of it completely. The other 2 can spend their 1 action. I think maybe 1 goes to the idea deck to get the chair,
Yeah.
and the other one constructs the chair.
Yeah.
The fitting.
I agree.
Okay.
To take that misery out.
To get rid of the misery and help us out with that. And then on the next action, we have, say, Amelia or Katia sleep to take a nap.
Was Boris the one that wanted cigarettes?
Boris? Yes, he wants cigarettes. That happens on Spirit B.
Oh, okay.
So when B is asked for
I
on the
see.
fate card, he would need a
I
cigarette.
thought you could just give it to him as an action.
No, but we have a cigarette as reserve. We need coffee.
Yeah.
I would love also, I think to repair weapons, you need a metal...
Gun workshop?
I think you have to upgrade the metal workshop.
Yeah.
So maybe, in addition to the chair when we bring over the idea, it's either going to be the improved stove, or it's going to be, say, the metal workshop improvement, the gunsmith. And then maybe we can repair the pistol and have that as a weapon.
We certainly won't be able to do that next turn.
No, I'm just brainstorming here, really.
Yeah.
So, all right, I think we'll leave it at that. So that was day 2. I'm feeling slightly better compared to day 1.
We did not get anything stolen, and we came back with more stuff.
Yeah, my only concern now is making sure that we start getting some boards up to combat night raids and the cold.
Yes.
There is a furnace that you can build to then get rid of cold tokens, because these will just keep piling up. There's a total of 6 of them. You can't go above 6, I think. But
Okay.
anywho, that was This War of Mine, the board game, day 2. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vincent Adeli. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.
Bye, guys.